on air. We are on air. Hello, everybody that is watching this. My name is Fair Whisper Goddess, and I have a YouTube channel on here. And tonight we are, and I think we are live, but it's not up there as live.
Yeah, we're
So
live.
Check
I got
my
us pulled up
YouTube
right now. I
phone.
can see the
you
chat and
can
everything.
see it. All right. It's not letting me see it anywhere.
So what up, everyone? I'm Nobody Man. This is Forever Stale. Whoop whoop, Twisted Clown, the Magic Ninja, and Pretty Kitty. You know, if you want to stay in the chat,
Whoop.
that's cool, but we'd really like it if you'd actually join the panel.
Yeah,
Yeah, motherfuckers.
I have to second that notion.
Man, it's fucked up. I can't use my other fucking phone for YouTube. Bullshit.
Okay, I'm gonna go into the control room and watch from there. Yeah, you guys should join. I guess a lot of people wanted us to discuss the psychopathic and MNE beef.
Yeah, I made a video right here on Forever Still to ask the viewers, hey, what would you like to see? You know, we want to keep it fresh for the viewers. What kind of freshness do you guys want to see? And the homie, the much respected homie, What Lies Beneath is What's Real, said that we ought to try and go live more often, and we should maybe discuss psychopathic versus MNE. So that's one thing that we're going to cover today, ninjas. We're here to discuss psychopathic versus MNE, among other things. Please feel free to join. We want to know your opinions. You know, join in the conversation. How you feel?
Well, here's how I feel about it. Well, there's a lot of things. Every time, okay, I had this discussion the other day with Jamie on our new channel as well, the Juggalos for Acceptance, and every time this happens, I don't know why, but like I do end up getting upset because a lot of people base their opinions on the whole conflict on basically just whichever person they choose what they say, but they have no proof. Neither have any proof on either side. So you can only base it on you can only really base it on a few things. What you can know is that Twisted never took it to court, and they're making claims that they would be able to take to court and win if it was true. So for me,
what are you referring to? Take what to court?
The contract stuff about the contract.
Contractual obligations to have closed lips, because loose lips sink ships. So if that contractual obligation is factual, then I think that that was a good move by Psychopathic to have them sign that and bind them, because if they are truly that unhappy with their old label, then they could really run at the mouth and tear apart Psychopathic.
Yeah. Oh, I need to share this too somewhere if it will let me. You guys need to share this places. Yeah, but and that's true. Like, but at the same time, they're saying that it's not about keeping the secrets. They're saying it's about keeping secrets of how, like that there was behavioral kind of things in the contract. They're saying that the contract itself was not a legit contract, not like a legit music contract. because it was taught. They say that they were being told, like, I guess, how to act and what to wear and things like that as well, or where to live, or like there's one claim. This is one thing that Jamie said, is that Twisted is saying, or Monoxide is saying, that he was being told that he couldn't live outside of Detroit. Like, but that's what I'm saying, is that these are very easy things to prove. You can just show you can show the contract, right? And also, like, if they can't eat, if they were claiming that they were so poor and underpaid that they couldn't even eat, well, then this is something you could take them to court for, because, I mean, if they didn't pay the amount of money that they agreed to pay, then you can claim that in a court. But I don't really buy it, because they had enough money to start a whole new label. And people keep on saying, well, someone backed them, they have a silent donor, right? But if they were even interested in defending the claims against them, they would say, hey, we have someone backing us. You know, what's the sin in having someone back you? You know what I mean? But they're basically, I feel like MNE is kind of counting on everyone that listens to them to follow them blindly, and that at the same time, with all of the accusations that they have made towards Psychopathic Records, that they're kind of like even disrespectful towards their fans in a way, because they just have so little regard for their fans as far as their ability to critically think, that they just with no remorse trust blindly that anything they say is going to be believed and defended without having to back it up with any type of proof. And I'm just, that to me, that is, like, as far as human beings are concerned, kind of a turn off. You know, I think it's a shitty way to be. You know, and I don't care how powerful you are, or how much money you have, or whatever, how creative you are, or whatnot. Everyone in the world should be okay to question and ask questions about something, and and you should answer them. You know. And also, Psychopathic Records clearly stated that everyone is invited to the march, and they're still claiming that they were disinvited. But they have no phone calls, they have no emails, they have no mail to show for any. They have nothing, no witnesses to say they were disinvited.
It's my understanding that they disinvited themselves.
That's what I think happened, but that's not how they're describing it. They're saying they were disinvited.
And that's like one of the biggest issues I have with them right now. You know, you go back in time to when they left the label in the first place to go create MNE, and even Psychopathic themselves were like, hey, Twisted is our boys, and, you know, don't hate on them for going out and doing their own thing. Continue to show the same love for Twisted that you have had for Twisted. Just because they're not going to be on Psychopathic anymore doesn't mean that they're not still Twisted. They're still family. They're still our boys. They're still our road dogs, and we're happy for them. We're happy for them that they are at a point in their lives and in their careers that they can go out and they can do their own thing, that they can do themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they've literally stated, but they've also literally stated that they are not disinvited, that everyone is invited, and they've literally stated, like, you guys do what you do, but don't the ones firing the beef as far as from the things that I have seen from both sides, not from hearsay as much from people who are talking about it, but the things I have seen them say themselves. The people who are fueling it are twisted, not ICP. Everything I've seen ICP say about it is like, you guys do you. We're happy for you. Do what you have to do. Just don't keep people from coming into the march because that's really low. And like there have been like pictures of them kicking ICP fans out of their concerts and shit like that. And the other thing there, I do have agreements with both sides. And that is this: that there's been violent attacks having to do with this beef from fans, and neither of them have stood up and said this needs to stop. Neither of them care enough about their fans to actually say this needs to stop.
I think you're right there. I mean, they could be giving more of a public outcry for it. I mean, from my understanding, there has been some outcry. You know, whether you're a Twisted fan or whether you're an ICP fan, we're still all family.
Yeah.
And so the attacks, like what you're talking about, I mean, I guess there's footage of someone getting a hatchet man cut off their arm at a Twisted show in the crowd and things like that. There was a story, I didn't see it myself, but still speculation is, or, you know, that there was a story that there was some ICP juggalos who jumped a kid for wearing an MNE jersey. You know, they jumped him and told him, fucking get out of our town. We don't fucking, you know, no ninjas here. It's fucking juggalos here, no ninjas.
Yeah.
You know, but juggalo and ninja are one and the same. It's an interchangeable word. You know, right. I've been down for fucking 20 years, and when I see another juggalo, I don't generally say, what's up, juggalo? I say, what's up, ninja? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, is that the attitude of hate towards, like, I don't mean to be wishy-washy or whatever, but the hatred that is now being kind of flung back and forth between people for bands that really okay, personally, I do think like that ICP actually does really care about more than just making money from their music. I'm not convinced that Twisted does. I'm actually convinced that Twisted is really more interested in just like trying to act gangster, and getting weed and bitches, and then base that on their lyrics. But the thing is that is your, you should see, if that's your homie, even if they're listening to other bands than you like. I mean, there's everybody likes different bands, but specifically these two are causing so much hatred. It's not, as far as the way I view what is being a juggalo, it's kind of from either side. If you're hating so hard on someone, you're not really repping juggalo very well. I can understand defending yourself or against someone if they come at you, and I'm sure it's kind of like a vicious circle. But at the same time, I think you're missing the whole point if you are getting so aggressive. And like, it's, to me, like the symbolism in a lot of the music is speaking of being yourself and being free and expressing yourself, but becoming a better person as well. And I just think people miss the point. That's all. And I do think that um, I do think that Twisted is lying, that they are lying about a lot of things, and I think that Psychopathic Records are not lying as far as it comes to the beef, because I just feel like the accusations that are being made could be taken to court, and if they were telling the truth, they would win. I mean, tell me what accusations have been made that you can't take to court, you know? And so, and nobody's ever given me a straight answer on it. Like, oh, they didn't want to go through that battle. They didn't? Well, they sure seem to be going through a battle right now, just a different kind. You know, the reason why they don't want to go through that battle is because they know they're not going to win, is my guess.
The funny thing too about the situation is, supposedly Twisted is contractually obligated to not be able to outspeak against Psychopathic, but from what I've seen in public forums is, yes, Violent J has, spoke his mind, or Jumpsteady spoke his mind a couple of times. There's YouTube videos out there and shit, and there's proof of fucking statements being made on Facebook or Instagram, where there's some slander going back and forth. But it seems to me like there's a lot more shit talking coming from the MNE side.
Yeah.
Even though they're supposedly contractually obligated to fucking have closed mouths, it seems like the majority of the shit talking is coming from the MNE camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also, I mean, dude, like the issues that they have with the contract is everybody saying, oh, well, they were young and impressionable, and that's why they signed the contract. And like Monoxide says in one of his live streams, he says, oh, well, you think we wouldn't have gotten big if we didn't have you? Well, I'm sorry, we had other opportunities too, blah, 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 blah. And it's all about like how they were made to sign a contract, like been taken advantage of, because they would have been big one way or the other. Like, it's an ego thing, I guess. But the thing is that when you are a musician and when you are a singer or a rapper or whatever, if you're in the 2% of musicians and rappers and singers that actually make any money whatsoever long enough to live for a month out of a year, then yes, you're going to jump on it, and that is the business. That is how that business is. And like, yeah, you signed a contract. You did the fucking, or this looks like, otherwise it's like a new Illuminati shit. Like Violent J took his hand and like grabbed it and said, put this pen or I will stab your eye out. I signed the contract. You were over 18 years old when you signed it, and that's too bad, but I mean, at the same time, like, I don't think they made any loss from it, because they have enough. Okay, there's major feedback. Right here. I was walking yard. No, you didn't read it. Did you join?
Yeah.
Oh my God! What is up? Whoop whoop! Twisted Clown.
Whoop whoop.
What up, motherfucker?
And the pretty kitty.
Okay, so there's hi.
So Twisted Clown. I think you might be able to shed some light on this, at least a different perspective. Like Fair said, she feels like we need someone kind of to defend the other side, or the MNE camp. And I don't know if that's necessarily what you would or wouldn't do. But I know that you and I have had some conversations about this subject, and you have been able to shed some light on it for me about certain things that I didn't know. For instance, have I personally seen this contract? Do I know for a fact that this hearsay said contract is factual. I do not, and I have not. Do you have something to share about that, maybe?
Which contract are we talking about?
We're talking about the supposed contractual obligations that MNE artists cannot publicly trash Psychopathic Records.
That would most likely be false, unless. Have you seen that document anywhere on social media at all?
I have
That's what
not.
I'm saying.
Well, then most likely it's probably not real. I just think they have more respect at the moment to start shooting back at the clowns. Like, I guess when they're ready, they'll do it. Right now, Gmo's trying to make a name. Subliminally, the messages are there. You just gotta listen. No,
Well,
the camera's on.
and that's the thing that I just stated to Fair as well, though. Supposedly there's this contractual obligation that they're not supposed to be outspoken towards Psychopathic, but it seems to me that publicly there's actually more outspokenness coming from the MNE camp or from Twisted themselves. Not even, I wouldn't even say from MNE, but directly from Twisted, mainly Paul, bagging on Violent J or on Psychopathic Records, as opposed to, yes, there's footage out there and there's proof, that Violent J or Jump Steady have fucking said this or that against Twisted or against MNE, but it seems to me like there's a lot more of the hatred or the disrespect coming from mainly Paul himself.
Well, then there you go. I mean, if he's talking shit, then I guess he's allowed to. There's no contract.
Right.
Right, but here's the thing that is the main thing that kind of also makes me think is that they just really are, they complain about not making any money and from them, but then how do they start a new label and pay everyone that was on Psychopathic Records more than they got paid on Psychopathic Records if they they didn't get any money?
Well, that's getting personal into ICP's personal affairs, but you already know, if you know ICP as long as me or perhaps nobody, ICP, when they got their first contract with the great Malenko, they got that $1 million, they spent that shit on a fucking wrestling ring. They don't know how to really spend their fucking money properly. And Twisted, all the royalties and all the funding that they're getting, they're actually putting it back into the artists and shit. I mean, that's probably, I'm not saying that's what they're doing. I said probably. But maybe that's what they're doing right that maybe Psy's not doing. And maybe that's why all the artists are going over there. But I'm just speculating. I'm not a manager or nothing.
No, but I'm not. What I mean is that they made enough money to start a new label and pay everybody more. They started, so their complaint was that they weren't making any money. Their complaint was that they couldn't eat.
No,
but I see what she's saying.
Who's complaining about that? Because Twisted was ready to break free and just do their own labels. So, ABK did that too. People have been doing this.
But if that was the case, then why didn't they just go do their label and leave that label alone?
That's what they've been doing. ICP's been the one shooting bullshit, not Twisted.
Where is this bullshit that they're shooting?
Okay, 6 foot, 7 foot.
That's way after the fact. Way after the fact.
After what fact? What are we talking about now?
Twisted had already turned down the march at that point and already started publicly out speaking pretty much against the march.
Okay.
Now, so they weren't saying... Now Twisted wasn't saying, don't go to the march, which some people, I think, have portrayed it like that. Twisted's telling people not to go to the march. Now, I haven't seen that. I have never seen anything where Twisted said, don't march. Now, I have seen things where Twisted said, we're not going to fucking march, and we have our own reasons, and Violent J and the Juggalos need to respect that. But it's upsetting to me as a Juggalo to have the love that I have for Twisted and know and feel like they don't have my back.
Yeah,
well,
but they have said more than just we're not going to march. Because I watched an interview where they said, well, it's dangerous and shit's going to go down, and like a bad moon rising type of statements that they were making about it. They've done more than just say we're not going. And yes, that is how I feel about it. Is they have all of the means, they have all of the lawyers if shit went down, they have, you know, they have all of the power, and they have, you know, and they have the they're supposed to be representative. Well, they've clearly made a statement in multiple ways, just like the thing that you're talking about at their concerts where they kick ICP fans out and shit like that. That is a clear statement against Juggalo, and being able to be so free to go and support the march and then not doing it. Like, I just...
Okay. This goes to the whole point of being a juggalo. Like, we're ourselves. We don't have to listen to what anybody else says. If Violent J's going, that's what's good. That's cool. Twisted don't gotta go just because Violent J says so. We're not a gang. We don't have to listen to the fucking boss who's not even a boss. He's just a fucking fan, you know? So, like, why should they have to listen? If they're like, how's this, for instance? Maybe Twisted has prior obligations. Maybe they booked the fucking show. You know, they could be netting about 50 grand off this show. Maybe they have artists that are on that show card that they don't want to let down.
And that's definitely a possibility. I mean, look at the gathering that just happened. You know, a lot of juggalos are also technicians. Okay, you know, fucking Tech9 has expressed, I love fucking playing the gathering. I love the juggalos. I love fucking playing the gathering. Yeah, I get paid when I do the gathering, but I fucking cut my fucking price for the show down to a quarter. For the gathering, I only charge 1/4 of what I charge for any other regular show. And then there was that little bit of bullshit with stats that they had with Jay. I don't know why I'm fucking hearing myself in feedback.
That's not me. That's not me.
But Tech9 wasn't able to play the gathering, and that was because when the beef started, where he kind of got involved, where there was a little bit of a problem between Tech and Jay. I don't even want to say between Psychopathic and fucking Strange, because that's not what it was. It was Jay made some comments, Tech was unhappy about it. It kind of got heated for a minute until they discussed it on a personal level, you know, between them as two men, as two human beings, as two friends, as two people within the music industry, and was able to squash it. Now, at that point, Tech had already booked other shows, so he wasn't able to play the gathering. Now, did he want to play the gathering? Sure. Could he have been there? I think he would have. But at the time that the beef started or went on, as short-lived as that was, Tech went, you know what? Okay, fucking, I'm out here on my grind. I want to be making my fucking paper, and I want to be doing me and my label. And so he booked other shows at the time of the gathering. So absolutely, do I believe that Twisted might have something else going on? Yeah, that's totally plausible. Absolutely plausible.
Well, but they didn't say that. They said the reason why they're not going is because they think shit is going to go down it. They didn't say they had prior engagements. But that's the thing with everything that they say, is that they're not, they could very easily say, it's just like with the thing that I was talking about earlier, is that they could very easily say, if it was that thing, that's what they could say. They don't. They make up some excuses.
Okay, well, they didn't say that, but check this out, right? The gathering just happened. Guess who's been on fucking tour? Twisted. So how can they do touring when fucking the gathering's there?
Not the gathering. We're talking about the march, though.
Okay, well, Black Lives Matter is going to be marching that day. So is Trump supporters. I think that's a bad day to fucking march. Would you agree?
Well,
all right, we got Side Alone. We got Side Alone 801 up in the chat right now. I got to give a shout out, Side Alone 801, representing the 801 with me right here, 801 Utah, representing.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's blue. Fucking, but yeah, check this. Nobody wants to be fucking triple marching with fucking Black Lives Matter or Trump supporters. There's gonna be fucking riots that day.
No, here's the thing: is that will just make us look better. Because
Nah.
on either side of that, they're all going to be fighting each other, and we're going to be walking peacefully with our hands held.
No, because no, we're gonna be too busy running for our lives when fucking the Green Task Force comes in and starts shooting everybody with water cannons to break up the fucking riots. So nobody's gonna be safe. That's why these demonstrations are not even possible. I don't even know why people attempt them anymore.
No, they are gonna. It is gonna be safe. It is what you make it, and they have their map of the march all already worked out, I'm sure. So, I mean, if there's other people and other groups marching, they have their maps mapped out as well.
All right, yeah, but you as well as 1,000 other people can march for peace. It just takes that one fucking retard from an opposing faction to fuck up everything.
Right. So then so basically what you're saying is you're against protest or demonstration altogether. Well,
No,
well, because it's with
I
any
am.
group that's gonna. Well, right, exactly. Well, I'm not. And any demonstration, there's always some possibility of some fucker, getting crazy. It's a part of it's a risk that you take. But I think of all groups of people, juggalos marching,
Right, but
then juggalos will be able to better than other people if one person starts wigging out.
so this is how I'm perceiving it, Fair. It's not that Twisted Clown is saying he's not for the march or he's not for public displays of, it's not that he's saying he's against that. It's that he's saying there's a high possibility that someone that is going to be there is going to fuck it up.
Right.
Now, is it fucked up that one individual can fuck it up for the entirety? Fuck yeah, it's fucked up. But what he's saying is that it's probably, I hope not, and honestly, in my opinion, I don't think that it will. I don't think that there will be a knucklehead that's going to fuck it up for the entirety. I think that everybody who is choosing to go is going to take it serious. That's my opinion on it. But the fact is, and what I believe the statement is there is always that there's that individual that's going to fuck it up for the rest. It only takes one knucklehead to fucking get arrested, to fucking act out, fucking wild out, and fucking draw attention to the one ninja who's wiling the fuck out instead of the fucking 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 ninjas that are there to peacefully fucking march and stand up for the cause. Now, do you think that they're going to focus on the 2,000 people that are there to march for the cause? No, because they're going to focus on that one individual who's wiling out that's going to fucking get the public attention to fuck it up for the 2,000 that are there to march for the cause.
Right, but there are certain ways to kind of, when you have a demonstration, to secure that the likelihood of that is less. It's how you run your demonstration. Like, I mean, if you first have, because they're talking about after the fact having concerts and stuff like that, but you have to have a plan bigger than we're going to walk from this place to this place. Maybe everybody has to lock arms. Maybe everybody has to hug the person on either side of them and in front of them and behind them beforehand. Maybe every person has to look at the person next to them and say, "Woo, woo, much motherfucking wicked clown love, homie. My name is this. What's your name?" Or something like that. Those types of things, when you do that, those types of things before a demonstration, then you've kind of got, everyone's looked each other in the eye one way or the other, and it's little things that can make a big difference. And also, like here again, I know what you're saying, one person can mess it up for the rest. At the same time, I think of all groups that might demonstrate, juggalos are very functional at something. If something goes wrong, being able to get that person back in line again. I think that it's all of this is kind of like underestimating yourself in a way. I mean, if you think about it, like and kind of like, and that's why it pisses me off that Twisted has done this and said that that aren't going in bad vibes about it and stuff, because it's making people go, hey, yeah, there's my homie that I really look down on and expect to do shittily. When really you should be thinking, okay, these are my homies that I would be marching with. They're probably just like me, right? Yeah, because that's what it's about in the first place. So probably there's a lot of people out there just like me that are going to be marching. Nobody really, instead of, okay, I'm the only fucking juggalo in here, right? And the rest are just crazy fucks that are all potential murderers on this march or whatever. I don't know.
No, well, there could be, check out this way. It could be somebody who is a very, very hardcore psychopathic supporter. Not only that, like if Violent J fucking told them to go jump off the fucking bridge, they probably would do so. So what if somebody at this march said, fuck Juggalos, fuck Violent J? You don't think that hardcore supporter is going to go knock that motherfucker out?
Well, if they're
Okay, so we have DC Jensen, it looks like, is actually joined. So we are here on Forever Still, and we are live. Everybody that is here right now is actually a part of this collaboration channel. This is Forever Still. We are representing I Am Nobody Man. We have Fair Whisper Goddess here. We have James Holland. We have Twisted Clown. And we have DC Jensen. We are all here. We are all representing Forever Still. Now, part of the reason that I asked DC Jensen to join Forever Still is because he can bring some freshness to this channel that the rest of us cannot. DC Jensen has family love. He has love and respect for us, but he does not identify as a juggalo. DC Jensen here is a technician. So if you would like to share your opinion, DC Jensen, I'm sure we'd like to hear it as an outsider or a third party to this controversy, psychopathic versus MNE. We would love to hear your opinion.
Regardless if you're going to do a demonstration, there's always something that's going to go wrong. Whatever community you're from, there's always going to be one person that screws it up for everybody else. There's always one person that's going to be an individual themselves and act out. It's going to happen always, no matter what. Whether if it's a Black Lives Matter protest or anything of any other sort. There's always going to be one person to screw it up.
Yeah.
And like I stated just a few minutes ago, I kind of agree with that. There is definitely that possibility. There's always that one knucklehead that could possibly fuck it up for the rest. But it's my opinion that the people that are going to go and travel and go out of their way to march and support the march and support, the cause of the march, getting juggalos off of the gang list, I think that they are going to be about it. I think they're dedicated to the cause, and I think that they're going to maintain and not fucking wild out and be knuckleheads, because I think that if they are choosing to march, that they are there for the cause, and that is to make a public statement that we are not a gang. We are a fan base. We are a very dedicated fan base. But this is my opinion on it, okay? If juggalos are a gang, then deadheads are a gang.
Yeah.
What about the fucking Belieber gang? You know what I mean? What about the Nicki Minaj fucking monster gang? Or the fucking Slim Shady soldiers? Or the fucking maggot army?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? To label us as a fan base, as a group, a gang, we're fans of music, and that's all we are. You're a technician, DC Jensen. If juggalos are a gang, you're a gang member, DC, because you identify as a technician, so you must be a thug.
And especially, they got red rags. And Tech talks about it all the time.
I've got the Family Underground DVD, and they followed a British couple that came to the gathering and even got married at the gathering by Violent J, which was really funny to see. But there's a a couple shots of this officer there, and it's at Hagen Rock or whatever the fuck it is, Cave-in Rock, Hog Rock, Ohio, and they did it a couple of clips, or there's an interview with I don't think this is her real name, but she's labeled in the documentary of Family Underground, Officer Be Nice. And when I watched it for the first time, I fucking thought it was highly interesting and amusing because she made the statement that I, try to make to a lot of people. When people want to ask me about juggalos or if we're a gang or this or that, if juggalos are a gang, then so are deadheads. And she says that in the movie, A Family Underground. I like to think, this is her statement in the movie, Officer Be Nice. I liken to think that juggalos are like deadheads. Because that's all we are. We are music followers. How are we any different from the deadheads or the maggots or the fish or how are we any different? Why are we labeled gang members, but technicians aren't labeled gang members? Why are deadheads not labeled gang members? I don't get fucking pulled over for having a fucking Jerry Bear on my fucking car. But if I have a hatchet man, you best believe I'm going to get stopped and harassed.
Yeah, that's very true. But I don't know, I'm thinking it might have something to do when, like, psychopathic riders started coming out, talking like that. I don't really know. I mean, because if you listen to the lyrics, I mean, that's how it is. So, and that's how they dress. But that's just a persona that, they're trying to put forth with their music, and maybe I think it's being taken too fucking seriously because there are no fucking chains of command when it comes to this shit. If somebody thinks somebody thinks they more OG than me, then we can take it over here. And then no matter whether if I lose or win, I mean, I'm still gonna be a juggalo at the end of the fucking day anyway. I really don't care.
Man, this sucks. I didn't catch any word that either one of you said because you guys got the robot going on my end.
What robot?
Fuck you! Fix your shit!
So what was the statement that you were making, Twisted Clown? I'm sorry to ask you to repeat it, but I didn't catch any of it.
Bro, like, I'm seriously on auto talk. When I talk, I don't even remember what the fuck I just said. Due to this good
he was saying that you were saying like that that if someone has a problem,
yeah, like, there's no chains of commands when it comes to being a juggalo. It's, I'm me, you're you. We don't think alike. The only thing, I think the reason why the gang label is in place is due to psychopathic riders and the way they use their lyrics in their music and the way they dress and the personas on that particular, albums that they're putting out. I guess it's being taken too seriously because that's probably around the time when we got that label, if I'm not mistaken. Did you hear me now? Nobody, man.
okay, so the thing is though is that here's the thing is that like the like Columbine shit with the two kids that were listening to Marilyn Manson, they don't call like Marilyn Manson a gang, and people fucking shot up a whole school of kids. You know what I mean?
So
that's why it's kind of
a lot of flack for that. It's not like he got away scot-free. People were trying to sue him and everything.
Well, yeah.
There's no official logo to identify them. Like we have an official high school logo to identify us. That's why that's another reason why we're getting well.
While we're talking about this though, it is kind of important. On my Juggalo playlist on my page, on Fair Whisper Goddess page, I have a Juggalo playlist, and it's right now, I think it's about the 5th video down or something. It's the ICP seminar for 2017. That was this gathering that we just had. About an hour in, they start talking about the march and being on the gang list and everything, and it's a really interesting seminar. So I would encourage you to watch that.
Are you talking about the seminar this year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I watched it. I wasn't
Yeah.
fortunate enough to be at the gathering myself, but thankfully, plenty of people that were there posted lots of footage. And one of those being the seminar. You can actually find the seminar all over YouTube right now.
Oh yeah.
Multiple people that were there have listed it. I've seen it. I've watched it on Fagel Lovers Heaven. I've actually seen it on a plethora of channels myself. Um,
Yeah.
I haven't actually added it to my playlist for a Gathering 2017 near chronological order. I haven't added the seminar yet, but I've watched it and it's all over the place, and you can watch it. And those that were there, yeah, he did touch on it. And the thing is the funny thing to me is right at the very beginning when the seminar starts, immediately one of the first thing that happens is the entirety of the crowd that are there at the seminar go into one of our chants that juggalos are famous for, the unity fucking chants, the family chants, and the chant is fuck Oklahoma. Fuck Oklahoma. Fuck Oklahoma. Fuck Oklahoma. And Jay says, I'll get into that. And later on, like you're saying, he gets into it. When he starts talking about the march and the reason behind the march, he states, okay, yeah, we're sorry, but this is like really the only place that we could book the gathering this year. Everywhere else we fucking tried told us no. And part of the reason is because of the gang label. But he says, and even right here at the march, we are getting fucking harassed by Oklahoma City fucking police. They want to come in and shut us down. The first opportunity they have, they want to come in and shut us down because of the gang label. Because to them, this is not a music festival. This is a gang rally.
Right. Well, when you say the word gang rally, or when anybody is discussing gang rally with one another, they'll think of Hell's Angels and all kinds of shit. So they already have like these bad thoughts in their mind, thinking that we're probably as bad as anything like that. And we're rowdy, we throw bottles and shit, but we're just having fun. I mean, not a lot of people have fun like that, but we do. That's why we have our own segregated area, that's being rented out, and we go do what we want to do for fucking 5 days for that. So let's do it. But let me say something about the march real quick. I've already been in prison, right? And that's when the gang shit is really a problem. Because if you catch 130 STG points, and I don't know about nobody, man, but when you catch 130 STG, you get put on a gang yard. And now you're representing Juggalo in the gang yard at that point. And you got to rep with the fuck you don't even want to be repping at that point. Because that's where the real gangsters is at. And they fucking trust and tell you that. So, I was basically 5 points shy of getting my ass put in the STG. So when you have a Hatchet Man tat, that's an STG right there. When you have 2 Hatchet Man tats, that's
Right.
more. Now, when you start drawing fucking ICP comics and put it on your locker, that's more STG points. I almost landed on a fucking 4-yard just for drawing a fucking picture of ICP. I'm done.
Sorry, you guys.
But I'm pretty sure, like, nobody, if he did any incarceration time, he'll know. Just like I found out, it's not easy being a juggalo in lockup. People is going to want to come after your tattoos. They're going to want to peel them off. All kind of shit. You got to defend that shit. You got to defend that name. And when motherfuckers like me and nobody had to do that, I don't want to be questioned by anybody. I'm on the bowl though. Smoking some good Donkey Kong on the firehouse with some Gorilla Glue keep on top of that shit. I know you niggas.
Some Gorilla Glue fucking teeth. You gotta be shitting me, homie.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I got some Gorilla Glue keep right in front of me, nice big chunk. Well, it's actually kind of small now. I've been smoking on this and some Trey Pike keep, but it's very, very stony stuff.
The last shit I fucked with was God's Gift. And I gotta say, I was Yeah, you
All
know
right.
my situation. You already know
That's
my situation, Ninja.
all I do. I'm just making sure you ain't, fucking up saying, well, it's just like one joint. Well, yeah, dude, it is one joint, but
Man, I
as
love
long,
smoking. You know, for
yeah.
years I fucking smoked every fucking day of my life religiously.
Hmm?
But shit, I'm a family man now. I'm 30 years old. I've been married coming up 4 years. I got 3 stepdaughters and a son, and I'm on
Hmm.
paper. I love smoking the dank, but it's not in my cards right now.
It's just that, yeah. I mean, I can speak for you from becoming a parent myself. I mean, your family's more important than smoking some chronic and shit. So, fucking
Oh
get your
yeah.
paper right. Get your paper right. Get both your paper right. And then you'll be able to smoke plenty. What's up? If you tear it into pieces, you will be throwing it in the trash yourself. I'm not picking that up. Like, go over there and play with the dude.
Well, here, nobody, man. Here it's very different, and they look at weed very differently.
Oh
And
yeah, he's into
like,
it.
here's what I think: you don't have to be a bad example to your kids, but weed is not necessarily a bad example.
Get over here, Jordan. Right
In
now.
America, I'm sure that it's looked at differently, but like, I think it depends on the situation. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Are you still here, DC?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I see him. He's
Are you in
chilling.
like Colorado, right?
I'm in Arizona.
Arizona.
Oh,
All right, I knew it was one of the two.
what part of Arizona
So
are you at?
Phoenix.
Arizona is not legal yet, is it?
It's medically legal.
Yeah, we
Okay.
got medical.
I'm
So
from
see, I
Arizona.
live in Utah, and it is not even legal, not even medically yet. Now, here in Utah, they're pushing
USA.
very hard for it to be legal medically. Recreationally, no, but medically, yes. They are very, very much pushing for it to be medically legal here in Utah, but it has not come about yet.
That's a step, dude. It's just a stepping stone.
Right. I can't wait. I have a lot of fucking personal issues, I got a lot of fucking diagnoses that would qualify me. So, man, I can't wait.
No doubt.
I mean,
Dude,
not
medical.
only do I love
Hey,
it and enjoy it, but it truly benefits me in the medical aspect. I mean, I smoke it recreationally because I enjoy it. But does it help me physically, mentally? Fuck yeah. But it's not at that point here in Utah. Now, they're pushing very hard, and I think that it will be that way soon. I think that medical marijuana, at least, I don't even want to say medical marijuana, but as far as CBD oil goes, or the CBD compound,
The actual
absolutely, that's
medical.
definitely going to be legalized here in the state of Utah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I know that, I'm a Utard. I'm a born and bred Utard. I'm 30 years old. I was born in Utah. I've lived in Utah my entire life. And there's a huge opioid problem here in Utah. And I think it's pretty much nationwide. But, I'm just speaking for my local scene, representing the 801, representing Utah, that pharmaceuticals, especially opioids, is a big problem here in Utah. And that is part of the reason why they're pushing so hard for medical marijuana, at the very least, for the medical aspect of CBD extractions or CBD oil, because it has been proven medically, scientifically, that it is beneficial. And where there is such a huge opioid problem here, it definitely is going to help those patients who don't want to become opioid addicted, or who are already opioid addicted and don't want to be.
Oh yeah, man.
Quiet.
You know, last week or excuse me, last week or so, some dude got shot.
He's choking right now because he's smoking that good right now.
Yup. But this dude was hurting for pills, and he decided so he's gonna go inside Walgreens, and he's gonna go behind the counter and try to jack all the medication and stuff. So one of the customers inside the store had a gun and then shot him. Now he's dead. He died over opioids.
Yeah, that's insane. And so unnecessary. Like, that did not ever have to happen. That did not have to happen.
Yeah.
You guys,
Don't
I
try to
gotta
rob
figure
nobody in
out
Arizona.
something to eat. I'm just gonna mute everything, and I'll be back in a little bit.
Sorry.
Get their wagon before it even became yours.
Yeah, so where you say you was from, DC? You said you was from Bisbee?
From Dirty Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix. Okay, Maricopa County.
Yeah, I'm from the Dirty City, Phoenix.
I'm from Pima County. But now I'm in Cali.
What county?
I'm from Pima County.
Yeah, I know you're in Cali, homie.
But Pima County's Tucson, Arizona.
I'm in Maricopa.
Yeah, Maricopa pink underwear.
My dad was in Pima, but in prison for like a minute.
Yeah, they have a DUI yard in Tucson, and they have another yard in Marana. So yeah, there's a couple yards there, but I had to do my time in fucking Florence, Arizona, dude. I was
My
out
dad
the
was in
tent.
there too.
Yeah, I
My
was out
dad
the
was
tent
in
during the summertime in the tents.
there. Man, yeah, I know. I
Wait,
had a friend.
whoa. Hold on a second. You fucking did Tent City, Twisted Clown?
It was no different than Tent City in Maricopa, dude, but it was Tent City in fucking Florence. Like, I wasn't in
Did
there.
you did you have to wear the fucking pink underwear and the fucking pink jumpsuits?
Nah, we did, but homeboy right there, DC, he gotta be wearing that shit.
Yeah, if I get in trouble, I mean, they just tore it down, but there's still some people in there doing when they go do work outside the fucking jail or prison or whatever, they go there to stay when they're in town. But yeah, man, I've had a roommate leave my place one time and then not come back for the next week and then go, hey man, well I got in trouble doing this and that and I was in Tent City for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, Tent City, that's in jail. I was in a prison. Like, but yeah, imagine being in a prison for over a year, like just a couple weeks over a year out in the tent. It's all
We got a
bad.
prison about 3 miles away from here. My dad was in there too. My dad's been everywhere. The motherfucker needs to stop.
Yeah, prison's never good, man. I mean, I learned a bunch. I learned good stuff and bad stuff.
Don't spread that.
The dude's over 50 years old, has a pacemaker, and won't stop, bro.
Oh, he's OG in that? OG in that number? You got an OG number?
He's got over 25 years in prison.
Damn. He's probably got like a fucking 3 number.
So the
Like
question, DC, is when did he go down? When did he first go down? What's his number? How old is his number? Like, for instance, here in Utah, we're up to like 20,000 something, probably bigger than that. But you've got people back that went down in like the 60s, late 60s, 70s, and 80s who've got like 1,780 as their number.
Oh, I don't know, man. I barely know anything about my dad. I'm barely 27 years old. He's been in there almost.
I can answer the ADC number question. I know the ADC. When I went there, my ADC was 266025. So that's 200,000. That was like 6 years ago. I guarantee you by now, with Arizona and the laws and shit, they're at about 700,000 right now. That's probably the number right now.
Every day, man, people getting picked up.
And that number represents the amount of incarcerations. When you get that number, that's your number. So if you go back, That's gonna be your number
Okay.
when you go back. But you represent that number that they give you that represents your incarceration that you fucked up on, and that's your number. So now
Yeah,
if it's up to 700,000, that means 700,000 motherfuckers in Arizona fucked up felony wise, and they had to go.
yeah, I think he fucked up in California when he was like 17 years old.
Yeah, California.
Oh, no.
I noticed that the cops are a little bit more lenient here.
Oh, why are you?
Well, in this town, they're lenient as fuck, right?
But he was fucking with that fucking meth, you know? So,
Oh, well, yeah. When they don't have no leniency on you when you fuck with those products, you feel me? Very, very dangerous product.
the last time he got in trouble, he was on the run for 5 years for over, I think, 17 counts on paraphernalia and drug charges.
Yeah, see, that's all bad. Like, that's the white man's coke, from what I heard. And, like, man, if you can't afford coke, then don't do shit. Like, don't
Yeah,
be doing that nasty ass shit. Like, there's a huge difference between coke and meth. Like,
He
meth
likes to
is
fucking
who
fucking
makes it.
heroin.
Yeah, like, man, like, dude, I don't even want to, like, you can't compare meth to coke at all anyway. Like, coke is like natural and meth is like battery acid and fucking dry cleaning products and all kinds of fucking shit. You do not want in your system. Like, would you drink that shit? No, so why you fucking smoking it then, you know?
Meth is amazing.
They wouldn't drink it, but they'll smoke it. Fucking retards. My brother's a fucking meth fucking addict for like 10 years now.
I can't tell you how many times I had to wake up my dad because he was nodding out.
Oh yeah, my street mom. I can't believe my street mom didn't die in a house fire. I can't even. The number of times that she nodded off with the fucking bed on fire.
Well,
I mean,
like,
I can't count that fucking high.
Nightmare blew up his house. He had a meth lab, so that's how dangerous that shit is. You know, his kid died in that fire, motherfucker. Lives are on the line when you fuck with that kind of stuff.
Real? You hear it?
Yeah, weed is where it's at.
Here you go, nobody.
Marijuana is where it's at, and that's where it should stay.
Here you go, homie, hit it.
Oh my God! Stop the wagon!
Marijuana has been legal in California for like 24 years now, dude. Well, not legal, but medically legal. But it's been wrecked for like about a year almost.
It's become from
Oh my God!
illegal to frowned upon from still some. Man,
I'm telling you, in Arizona, you know how hard it is to get a medical card. Like you know, if you got the 250, you know, you got to find that good doctor. But I'm telling you, it's too easy here.
it's
I'm not
easy.
gonna
Oh,
complain.
it was easy for me.
Oh, it's easy to get it. I had to prove seizure fucking problems in the machines because I was told not to take my medicine during the test and I just kept taking it anyway. So like I wasn't able to prove seizures, so I couldn't get mine there. Well, at the time, yeah, I'm rocking one of them, but not that one motherfucker that was hanging up on the back. I do have that one. That's Kitty. Kitty has the blue one. I got the green one.
You know, like I said, I don't bang. I'm not a gang member. I'm a labeled gang member, unfortunately, because of the music I like to listen to, and I have ICP on my arm.
Mm-hmm.
But I grew up with Crips, Southsiders, and Woods.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't personally bang, but I'll tell you this. Blue team always fucking wins.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, come on now, I'm from Boston, born and bred. Like, I got the Italian connection. So that doesn't mean, just because I'm Italian don't mean I'm in the mafia. So just because I listen to fucking ICP music and I'm a juggler does not mean I'm a motherfucking gang member. This is serious stereotypical shit going on here. Like what? Because I'm Italian doesn't mean I like fucking anchovies on my pizza? Fuck no, motherfucker. No, it does not mean that. I do not eat anchovies on my shiznits, dude. Pineapples, fucking jalapenos on my shit, fucking tomato, basil. Now that's the good right there, tomato, basil. Motherfucker, forget about it.
Did you just say pineapple on pizza?
Yeah, dude, pineapple, jalapeno, motherfucker.
Hold
And
on.
tomato.
Why would you fucking ruin a perfectly good fucking za with pineapple?
No, dude, I'm telling you, dude, try it. Call fucking Papa John's and order fucking pineapple, fucking jalapeno, dude. Telling you,
Man, I would have to be really, really, really stoned.
you wouldn't be disappointed. And yeah, of course, I was always stoned when I ate that shit, but that had nothing to do with it.
Fruit on a fucking pizza ruins it for me.
Oh no, you will understand, dude, when you take that bite, though. You're like, yeah, let me get some more of this. Mm-hmm.
Is it because of the jalapenos? It balances it out. It's that sweet and spicy bite.
Right, yeah. Cause like I just don't like it with pineapples, but when you put the jalapenos on there for that mix like that, it's way better. Yeah, because I don't
Yeah,
want
I'm
to.
not about fucking fruit on pizza.
Oh man, yeah, I do all that stuff. I throw fish heads on my
I'm
pizza.
about mushrooms and
Ugh.
fucking green peppers.
Yeah, I don't fuck with mushrooms, man. Well,
Oh, come on, man.
no olives or mushrooms.
No olives or mushrooms? You're sick. You're a sick individual. You're sick in the head. You don't like olives and mushrooms.
I'm probably sick because I'm not eating that good healthy shit, but shit, I just don't like the way it tastes. I'd rather take vitamins or something than eat that shit.
You know, I'm not a fan of carrots.
Yeah, I actually like carrots. I like celery.
I don't like carrots.
And then carrots are good for your eyes and shit.
Yeah,
That's what I hear. Probably why I wear glasses.
Right, I wear glasses.
They make carotene pills, I think, or some shit like that.
Yeah, they do, from what I heard.
Eating too much carrots to turn your eyes orange.
It's muted, camera and mic. Probably eating.
Oh yeah, I was saying, it wasn't hard for me to get my card over here. If you have like insurance, like regular old insurance, and you can go, let's say, physical therapy or something. They you get like 14 free visits a year if you got the like cheap old insurance. Go do your 14 visits, and then now you have proof that something is wrong with you, like in your body, and it's hurting or whatever. So you take that to the doctor, the marijuana doctor, and you have your proof and everything, and then you just pay to get your card and look for it.
Hell yeah, that's genius. It's way easier here. It only takes you literally 5 minutes to get one here. Like literally, from start to finish.
I know that once medical marijuana is passed here in Utah, like I said, at least as far as CBD oil goes, that I will be eligible. Because I have so many fucking diagnoses that fall into that category of eligibility in other states, such as California and shit like that. Is it recreational now in California, right?
Yeah, and CBD's not even illegal, dude. That's the non-psychoactive portion of marijuana that's extracted. So there's no psychoactive properties. So it is actually legal. I can go to the gas station and buy CBD right now.
Yeah, not here. I mean, if I got it like mailed to me,
Right.
What you're saying, if I got it like mailed to me, I don't think they would fuck with me because it's the extracted CBD oil is purely for the medicinal properties. It's not gonna get you fucking lifted, so I don't think I would necessarily be fucked with.
It actually
But
does if
you
you
know,
dab the CBD
You
if
crystals.
gotta
I
make
was
your
to
own
fucking be walking down the street and I got pulled over and I had a fucking bag in my pocket, hell yeah, I'm getting fucked with.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. At the gas station, we have CBD lean, dude, and I'm telling you, one little bottle will fucking knock you out, dude. You'll be fucked up. Like, they say it's not psychoactive, but it does have properties that will fuck you up. And if you dab the CBD crystals in a dab rig, you're gonna get fucked the fuck up. You're gonna get really fucked up. I'm telling you, you know how weed has all kinds of products, like it comes with keef and hash and the butter and the fucking honey and all that shit. CBD has copied every single product. You can get everything, well, besides the flower, I believe. You can't get flower, but you can get any extract from CBD. I'm telling you, it's awesome. It's good. So, like,
there are CBD strains, but the only thing with the CBD strains is there's still 4% THC in there.
well, yeah, you got to get that 1-to-1 shit. Well, no, you can't get 1-to-1 unless you go to a dispensary. You got to get the all 100% CBD. Like I'm telling you, they got wax, they got live resin, they got all that shit. That's CBD. You just throw that shit on the dab rig and just choke it up. You're gonna be blazed up, Johnny Blaze. Telling you. With CBD, I'm not recommending CBDs though. Like I'm telling you, there are restrictions, and I guess the only restriction is you have to be 21 to purchase CBD products. Now, other than that, like if I'm assuming if you're not allowed to drink,
Here it's 18.
that's cool. Yeah, well, if you're not allowed to drink, I wouldn't recommend getting CBDs either if you have certain restrictions on paperwork. Because I'm understanding you'll test positive. So you'll test positive for THC if you do consume any CBD products, from what I understand. And I don't think it's worth risking it.
We went backwards here. We had CBD shots. We had CBD shots, and then for some reason people started saying something about, oh, there's too much THC content in the CBD. They're basically selling weed, and then they shut them all down and made it illegal for anybody to buy CBD that doesn't have a medical marijuana card.
Right now, yeah, they're selling fake propaganda. That's not true. Like we already know medically, that's not how CBD works. Yeah, that's definitely not how CBD works at all.
They did some bogus tests.
Well, there are doctors everywhere that don't believe in pot, even in 2017. They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
I had stage 4 cancer. I had BCOP therapy. I had 7 chemotherapies through each other for 5.5 months, and most people have to do it for 6.5 months. I only had to do 5.5 months, and on the fifth round, I was able to take off one of the chemos that belonged to the 7 chemos that you take in the rounds that you take, and when I was able to take that off, that was when I started smoking weed. And after I was cured, I was as their star patient because my blood levels and my health went up so quickly after compared to other patients. Plus, they prescribed to me for pain morphine, basically, and I went from 40 milligrams of that to only taking CBD oil. And then I didn't have money to buy CBD oil anymore, so I went and I now I have 10 milligrams of it. It's oxycodone, and for the rest, I still smoke weed instead. But for the symptoms from what ended up happening after that, which is I have fibromyalgia, the symptoms for that, they would prescribe me up to like 40, and if I asked for more, they probably would give me more
Let the dogs
oxycodone.
in.
But I use weed, and it works better, way better than oxycodone for pain. It works way better for all of the symptoms that I had after the chemo, and it even worked for the chemo.
I'll be back. I'll make some coffee. If you don't like that, fuck off.
What?
Why is everyone so quiet?
For whatever reason, James keeps on getting kicked off of the Hangout.
Hi, Bear.
Is it because there's too many people on the panel?
Yeah, I've some issues on my end where we'll be talking, and then it'll do that robot voice real quick. So there's sometimes when either Bear is talking, but I'm not actually able to catch what you guys are saying, unfortunately. But that's the only problems I'm having on my end. So I don't know why it booted him or won't let him back in.
I've had issues like this before in another stream.
It looks like he went to go get some food or something. So
When he left the chat, did he leave the chat and end it, or did he kick himself, or did somebody boot him out?
Well, I originally thought that he left willingly, but now if you're looking at the comments in the chat in the stream, it looks like it's not. It says, "Guess I'm not in the conversation, so I'm going to go get some food." So I think that I don't know if he left on purpose or if he got
he didn't
kicked.
leave on purpose. He kept on getting kicked off.
Right.
And
So
I
now it's
did
not
not
letting
kick
him
him
join
off.
back.
And
Okay,
I keep on sending him the invite, and it keeps on not letting him in.
Yeah, we would have to make a whole new conversation to have him join.
What are you doing? Hi, Bear. Hi, Bear.
We would have to make another
Hi,
session.
Blazy. How are you? I miss you. Whoop whoop. Whoop
What are you
whoop.
smoking on right now, DC?
Black cherry cheesecake.
Oh my God, I am so jealous.
What's your idea?
I'm smoking on some fucking L&M filter menthol 100s.
Those are so bad for you.
I smoke these. Supposedly, this is what they do. Here, I don't know.
You guys have still on? Like, be careful.
What was that? What was that against? What was that propaganda against?
Against smoking. Apparently, it's against heart attacks and severe handicap.
Go tell her.
That's interesting.
It's because I smoked. The reason why I'm retarded is because I smoke.
Hey, Bear.
Yeah.
We have something to tell you.
Okay.
Hold on. What are you doing?
What'd you say, honey?
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Here, put that down. What's up? Hold on.
So you remember, do we have representatives for
Blaze,
Forever Stell all over the place?
little Blazy, they're trying to say something.
Niggas making a mess, yo. What in the hell? I'm trying to make some coffee over here.
So you remember me telling you, DC, that we had people representing Forever Stale from all over the place?
Yeah.
So Fair is actually our Holland representative. Fair is not even in the United States.
Ah. That's cool.
What time is it for you, Fair?
1:30 in the morning.
1:30 in the morning. Fair is putting it on hard for Forever Stale right now. It is 1:30 a.m.
Nice. Yeah, you guys caught me right when I was getting back from going to the store.
From what?
Going to the store.
Marcy, there's waiting for you.
Well, yeah, I'm still waiting.
Romy, quit it. Hold on, stop. Stop, Mom. Okay, tell her. I'm going to tomorrow. Mom.
What do you have?
He says he's starting school soon.
That's so exciting. What are you gonna do there?
He ran away. He's all the way on the other side of the yard.
Oh, well,
How
you're
old is he?
a big
6?
kid now.
You got any kids, DC? That you know of?
Yeah. No.
I got 4 kids myself.
I have 4 kids.
I have 2. I only pushed out 2 babies.
I only pushed out 3.
We'll see after the DNA test.
Oh, damn.
Bam, motherfucker.
Usually the mom doesn't need to take a DNA test, just FYI.
Yep. Hey, but I found her old phone and I got proof.
I don't know. That would be unless someone was like switched at birth, like if you took the wrong baby home, which that's pretty extreme. It's happened before, but that's what I think my parents did with me. They took the wrong baby home.
Hold on, I'll be right back. If you're talking to me, I'm getting coffee.
Fuck your coffee.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, I think I'm going to make some coffee myself. Get down.
Right there, right by the wall.
Go watch your movie.
So hard.
Christian, get down, please. Yep.
Don't talk like that.
Hey,
What
need
did you
to get down,
say?
please.
What did she do? What did you say? I am the queen of emojis. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am the queen of emojis.
My pleasure, Jordan. Motherfucker, don't slam that shit. Tie it. Wrap it around it. Yeah, pick it up and put it up there and then wrap it around it. Why? I'll show you. Hold on. All right. So nobody's talking no more.
Well, I'm waiting for someone to say.
I'm dealing with some chitlins now.
Oh,
I got my 2-year-old making coffee for me.
Oh, coffee. I love coffee. What kind are you drinking? Maxwell House Folgers Crystal? Like
Vanilla biscotti K-cup.
Did you say vanilla biscotti?
That
Vanilla
sounds
biscotti
really fancy.
Folgers.
He says biscotti like an American. He says biscotti.
How do you say it?
Biscotti.
Biscotti.
Coffee. I'm gonna have me some coffee.
Okay, enough with the emojis already.
Biscotti just means biscuit. Motherfucker. In Italian. Yeah.
Hey, you said what kind? I'm telling you.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of intel on that ital, motherfucker.
You ever had a biscotti?
Oh, man, dude. I've eaten every kind of biscotti that there is, dude.
Man, they're not good. They're fucking not good.
No, I just... Who the fuck is even laughing at me? I'm not even saying nothing funny yet. What the hell?
I am not a biscotti fan. They're fucking dry as fuck.
Over there. Yeah, dude.
It sounds like a mafia family.
The biscottis? Don't fuck with the biscottis.
I was laughing at it.
You be sleeping with the fishes. You fuck with the biscotti family.
Getting yourself decapitated. Whoop whoop, James Holland.
James Holland don't even come in my motherfucking screens no more. Where you been, James Holland, motherfucker? What? Yo, it's hooked in. It's tangled. Find out where it's tangled at and untangle that stuff. Yes, you can. Would never say that you can ask. If I see you working on it for 2 minutes and you can't figure it out, yeah, I'll help you out after that.
All right.
10 dabs later.
What do you guys think? I got some Malibu. I got some Malibu rum here. Do you think that'll mix well with my vanilla biscotti Folgers?
Well, yeah, why not? Fuck it, right? I know you want me to do it, but I want you to try to do it on your own first. That's too easy. That's the first step is saying that you can't.
The weed that I'm smoking is literally called sativa and then something after it. I don't remember what the something after it is. It's literally just sativa.
Hey, do you guys got salvia over there, fair?
What's that?
Salvia divinorum. It's a fucking extremely intense but very short-lived hallucinogenic.
Are you just talking about DMT?
No, 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 no.
Oh.
Now you can buy it at the smoke shops and shit. It's actually bad as fuck. It's
No, here you
definitely.
at the coffee shop, you can only buy weed or
It looks
hash.
like little pepper things.
We don't have like that. We don't like yeah, we have smart shops, but what your guys you have like all the dabs and all of the weed and all of the edibles and all that in one store. We just have you walk into the store, you buy weed and you buy papers or you buy tips and then you go home. Or you sit there
Hold on.
and
So you don't
smoke.
have dabs?
So there's I've never seen it as a thing. It
Holy
does
shit! The
not
first
like
time I ever
because
fucking took a dab, I was fucking high for like 4.5, 5 hours straight, and I'm
yeah,
talking
but
like lit, like fucking flying high as a kite, fucking high, when I fucking first ever did dabs.
But the law here is that you can have 5 plants for personal use, but the coffee shops also only have a certain amount of weed that they're allowed to have in stock to sell. So, like, if they were to take the not to get in trouble at the coffee shop for what they have in stock, then they wouldn't be able to sell dabs unless that was all they sold. That's why all they sell is like weed because there's a certain amount that you're allowed to have. So, like, if it was a dab, it would still be the same amount of weed. It would just be in contained form, and they could sell to 3 people instead of to 500. That's what I'm saying is like it's like you can get a card to be able to buy it. Here, anyone can just buy it.
You can have a banana after you eat your dinner.
So like, if I was in Holland right now, I could walk down to the coffee shop and get me 5 grams.
No, because it's 1:45 in the morning, so everything's closed.
Oh, gotcha.
But
Right, but still though.
during the
So if
day,
I was in Holland,
yeah, you could go in
and it was
yeah. Yeah. Like, but it's like this baggie, like this little baggie, but then about twice the amount that's in there is 10 euros. Like, it's cheap. That like twice as much as 10 euros. Here, compared to there, I don't know.
well, I think the fucking exchange rate is like 1.5 or some shit, something like that.
But like when I was a kid, it was really different. Like I remember it being a lot more free when I was younger. Oh, someone asked James how he was, and he says he's been talking to the girl in his life.
Yeah, what girl is that?
Yeah, well, that's good, James Holland. But you remember who fucking hooked you up, motherfucker, when stuff God damn. I mean, me and Pretty Kitty are going live in about 2 hours' time, is what I'm thinking here. So I would like everybody to tune in. It would be awesome.
I will join, but I have to sleep too.
Well, sure. Nobody's saying not to get in sleep and tune in. Well, we just gotta wait for the people to go to bed so we can relax. That way.
Kids to go to bed. It's still summer.
Yeah.
I have remember what you said earlier about you have kids and responsibilities? Yeah. Going to bed early, that's what that is for me sometimes. Early, not even early, but just at least sleeping a bit for like 3 hours. It's a responsible thing to do.
Let me check it.
Here's the thing, though, going back to what we were talking about at the beginning, nobody, is that it's one thing to, okay, there's three things going on with that whole beef. There's their personal beef, there's their business problems that they had, and then there's the march. Now, any adult over the age of 24 probably is able to, if they are at all regular, separate these three things and handle them separately. But they are not. They're putting them all into the same thing.
Well, I do, but I don't agree. Just because the people that are involved, they're all connected. But even to me personally, I can see why there would be some separation. Because as far as I'm concerned, the march is separate from the music business. The political standpoint and the political reason for the march has nothing at all to do with the music, except for the fact that we are a musical fan base and there's no reason for us to be late.
Exactly. That's exactly what I think. It's like totally a separate issue. You know?
You know, I fucking am on AP&P right now. I'm on probation. That's one of the reasons I can't smoke weed right now. And I'm pretty, you know, open with people, even in our Juggalo YouTube community. Now, some people are like, oh, fucking, you know, don't be yourself or fucking hide this or that fact. But I don't like to lie to people, you know? And I'm proud of the person that I am. So I like to be upfront with people. You know, I'll fucking be honest with you. And if I fucking want to tell you what the fuck I think or how the fuck I feel, then I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And so I have one hat right now, and it is the red and black hat that has the big ass hatchet man on it and says Juggalo on it. So when I'm out and about in my day or when I'm going to do my drug classes and shit at the AP&P building, I rock my blue hatchet man on my neck and I rock my red hatchet man hat. And the hatchet man on the hat is big as fuck. There's no way you can fucking miss it. And I'm actually a labeled gang member because of the music I like to listen to. Now, can they fucking tie me to any gang-related activity? No. Do they have me labeled as a gang member? Yes. But can they tie me to any gang-related activity? Any kind whatsoever? No. And so when I wear my fucking hatchet gear to my drug classes at the AP&P, which stands for Adult Probation and Parole, when I wear my gear there, they give me a hard time. Occasionally, they'll ask me to take it off.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's fucked up. That's really fucked up.
Yeah, when I walk into the building, I have to tuck my fucking chain and take off my hat.
That's really fucked up. That is so that's so fucked up. That's freedom of expression. It's like, are they gonna tell you? Okay, so they don't even do that. They wouldn't even do that to a fucking Crip or a Blood that had a bandana on them, hanging from their pocket or something. Think about it. It's just
they would
like
here.
blatant discrimination. It's like a blatant oppression of a person. But they shouldn't. You say they would, but they shouldn't. You should be able to wear and express whatever you want on your body. It's your body. It is an invasion of your basic human rights for someone to tell you what to wear.
I agree. That's one of the main reasons I love and am a very proud Juggalo, is because I believe that one of the biggest aspects about being a Juggalo is individualism.
Yeah.
I like to express myself, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm an opinionated person, and if I fucking think that I want you to fucking know how I feel or what my opinion is, I'm gonna share it with you. And if you don't like it, fuck you. And if you do like it, cool, fuck you anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be my motherfucking self. Whether you
Yeah.
fucking like me or not, I'm gonna fucking be me.
Exactly, and that's how everybody should be. And I believe that, like, I think for me, it's like I don't think, like, I think that if you have ideas that are crazy or out there, or you even have like calm ideas compared to like no or mainstream, everybody should feel free to not only feel free to, but actually should. So I feel sometimes make a point out of discussing ideas or whatever their opinions are, because I feel like when you discuss things, that's when you solve matters. When you just like accept blindly that if something is some way and there's nothing that you or I or anyone can say or do to change it, that's when you start getting when problems get worse, not better. You know, I think that everybody should be free to. I'm like happy. Like you've seen my streams. Like I love that I have some crazy out there people come and give their crazy out there opinions. I love it. I thrive on it. I don't have the. It's just. Uh, I don't believe in the thought police. I don't believe in the feeling police, and that's what that is. Telling someone how what clothes to wear is a combination of both of those things. They don't talk about the feeling police as much as they talk about the thought police, though. But both of them are shitty, and it's what makes this world the terrible place that it is because everyone's now so afraid to express themselves because they could get in trouble. It used to be if you express yourself, maybe you could get in trouble socially.
My
bad, I'll pause it. I don't mean to keep interrupting you.
It used to be well, yeah. Also, just like people like gays and lesbians and transgender and bi have had the more recent like struggles and expressing themselves and overcoming that a lot. The laws changed on it, but there's more. It's just something that's so apparent in everything. Is like you have to conform in all these ways to get acceptance, and if you're the type of person that is kind of like uh, adapt or are already like everybody else in a lot of ways, conforming in one way or another maybe isn't as big a deal or as big a step for you. But if you're the type of person who is like has like a huge unique kind of character, like which I think actually in reality everybody does. But if you're kind of aware of that already, it's a lot harder when there's all these different rules as to how you need to act, treat, do, whatever. That's my experience anyway. It's like if I do one thing right or if I fix one thing about myself for society, there's just like a big bowl of shit thrown on me right after that, telling me that I need to fix this next thing, you know.
Is he muted?
So if you guys look in the comments, you go back to the top before DC Jensen joined the panel, you can see that he was watching for a minute and he made some comments about how strange music has kind of gone through a similar situation. Calhoun was big time on strange music and has actually left the label to do his own things.
Yeah.
But you don't see, there's nothing in the media. You don't see Cut Calhoun talking shit on Strange or
Yeah.
Strange talking shit on Cut Calhoun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, Calhoun's this shit, though. Blood's a good album.
I kind of have like a question though. Is when Twisted made Magic Ninja, was he trying to create like a platform that didn't have all the ridicule of all these ridiculous decades of like? Is he just trying to create a platform for some of the juggalos to go to so they're not like considered gang members anymore, or
See, I think that Twisted from
I think originally no. I think originally I think they were just trying to, you know, expand themselves and make better money for themselves. But I don't think that they were necessarily aiming at a new audience. I mean, for those of us that are down ass juggalos and been down a long time, or even those of us who have not been down a long time, but, you know, are way fucking down. I mean, the label itself, the name Magic Ninja Entertainment, where do you think Twisted got Magic Ninja? I mean, the phrase or the term Magic Ninja comes from the movie Big Money Hustlers. So there would be no Magic Ninja if it wasn't for Psychopathic. And I think that in the beginning, they still had the unity in their heart. They still had the family love. They were still down for their fan base, being the Juggalos, when they left Psychopathic to create MNE. I think that they were still down for Juggalos. But here we are 3 years later, 3.5 years later, and it seems like there's a rift in the family because you have those ninjas or juggalos, however you want to refer to them, that claim to be gray juggalos. They support both camps. They're not taking any sides. They don't want to take any sides. They still love Twisted. They still love ICP, and they're not going to take a side. They want to support both. And props to them ninjas. Props to them juggalos.
Plenty of ninjas that are like that.
But see, I think that Twisted is the reason why Twisted doesn't want to go to the march is because everything that they're propagating right now about it is that juggalos that are at least Twisted juggalos, I guess, would prefer the gang mentality. That is the feeling that I get more and more and more. There's a lot of people that are like very, very Twisted oriented, and they're a lot more like even though they're kind of like emo at the same time, and really they have a lot of times been through as much shit as they would like to make you think they have, or they feel really righted to be shitty people somehow. So like, no offense, I don't know, like I feel like some people who are very, very only Twisted oriented, I guess, let's put it that way, they kind of like the gang idea. They kind of like it makes them feel cool. And I feel like Twisted would feel at loss if Juggalo, like I'm serious, Twisted would lose if Juggalo got completely off of the gang list, because I feel like Twisted tries to act gangster, to be honest with you.
Well, I know that there's some controversy around. Okay, on ABK's release on fucking Psychopathic Records, Hatchet Warrior, they loosely used the theme from the Warriors. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the Warriors, it's a classic fucking movie about gangs in fucking New York and all the different sets, you know, back then. And the album itself is loosely fucking based on that. You know, there's many snippets from the movie actually used in the album. It's a fucking great album, and including and on that album is the track Gang Related. Now, one of the fucking main, most popular lines of the track that is titled Gang Related is, "You wear the hatchet, man, you in a gang, your ass better be ready to do that thing. You rep the JRB and you will never switch. Juggalo riders, bitch. Now, some people think or try to paint the picture up that because that track was made,
Well, there you
Jay brought this on himself. Jay brought this on Psychopathic. Jay brought this on the Juggalos. Because of that track, we're labeled gang members if we rep the Hatchet Man. The thing that most people I think don't realize is we were already labeled gang members before before that track dropped. So in my opinion, that was Violent J's first attempt to address the issue. Now, did he go at it fucking backwards? Yes. You know, did he claim we're not a gang? No. He said, you wear the Hatchet Man, you're in a gang. That's what the line is. Okay? So was that maybe the wrong way to go about it? Maybe. But in my opinion, the reason for the song in and of itself was to draw attention to it because we were already at that point labeled gang members. We were already, according to whichever state you live in, because it's not all 50 states, but there are a significant number of states that have juggalos labeled as gang members, and that was the first attempt to draw attention to it.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that, like, there's something that Twisted Clown mentioned earlier. It's kind of atrocious that because he said it so, like, so loosely, like it's just a normal thing. But he was saying, well, if someone who is really, really, like, who would do anything that Violent J said stood up and, like, someone said to the guy, fuck ICP, you don't think he would do something towards that person? Here's the thing is that, like, if you would do anything that ICP says, right? Well, you better really know how to interpret symbolism and the lyrics because there are, you can't just take all of that at like face value and like it's for you can explain some of the shit you can explain to a 3-year-old and they understand. So like in a way, it's
Right.
like a lot of with interpreting the lyrics of horrorcore songs. Like if someone like interprets the song the Stalker, if someone sees that as not for what it is actually saying, look, this guy is fucking insane, be careful you don't go down that path, and they go, oh, this is a joke, it's funny, I'm gonna go do that now because it's okay. It's like if you're like that, you shouldn't even be listening to the music.
Well, there's crimes that are committed, and this is one of the ways they try to justify labeling juggalos as gang members, because there are people who are self-proclaimed juggalos who have committed, crimes, gang activity, even murders. Okay? So these self-proclaimed juggalos might take a life, but they're not taking the life in the name of the carnival or in the name of Psychopathic Record or even in the name of juggaloism. But society, and when I say society, I mean fucking the media, paints it that way. Now, one of the most fucking popular and wide known is Psycho Sam McCroskey. Now,
Yeah.
Sam McCroskey, Psycho Sam, killed his girlfriend and a friend and his girlfriend's parents, okay? After going to a horrorcore show, went back to the farmhouse, his girlfriend's farmhouse, and killed his girlfriend at the time, his girlfriend's friend, and her parents, and then dipped out and was actually later picked up at the airport. Now, the thing about Psycho Sam is he was an artist on SKR. SKR stands for Serial Killing Records.
Yeah.
Now, Serial Killing Records falls into the horrorcore genre. Absolutely, it does. The thing about Serial Killing Records is they don't even like juggalos. Now, they're part of the horrorcore genre, and I'm sure a big part of their fan base is juggalos, But if
I
you were to
really
watch
like
interviews
what I've heard
or
from
was ever to talk on a one-on-one basis with any of the SKR artists, you would find out that SKR do not consider themselves juggalos and kind of have a hatred for juggalos, honestly. So for people, and when I say people, I mean the media again, painted up that this individual, Psycho Sam, aka Sam McCroskey, committed these fucking atrocious acts or these murders in the name of juggaloism or horrorcore. I mean, I love Psycho Sam. I listen to his shit. I think he's dope. I wish that, the event never took place. I wish he was still out free making music. But obviously he had a screw loose in his head, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever took place in his mind that made him snap and caused him to do that atrocious act, it had nothing to do with him being a juggalo or not being a juggalo. That had to do with his mindset as an individual and, whatever set him off kilter to do that, and then they want to paint it up, oh, he was a juggalo or he was a horrorcore artist and he did it because he was a horrorcore artist. No, he didn't do it
No.
because he was a horrorcore artist. And he certainly wasn't a juggalo. He absolutely does not identify as a juggalo, even himself. Being on SKR are not really fans of juggalos. So to say that this individual did this atrocious act because of the music is so far from the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, and but then at the same time, like they shouldn't be listening. Like, I don't know. I wish there was some way to like. I wish there was a better way or some way to kind of like. Here's the thing: is that because we are so accepting as juggalos and juggalettes, someone can be borderline, like seriously psychotic or going to be dangerous to themselves or to others. And maybe juggalos and juggalettes are like, well, we're still going to accept the person for who they are. Okay, they're a little bit crazy, but you need to know where to be able to draw a line. Like, I've seen, who I'm talking about, one person who I really think needs a straitjacket, like, seriously needs a straitjacket. And, like, I think if anyone around him, if they're his homie, really cared about him, they would call someone for him to have him get psychiatric care. That's my honest opinion. And like, I'm someone, I don't care for him. He's fucked me over really hard. So I don't care for him. But he, as a human to human, I think that he's that psychiatrically sick that he needs that much help. Like, I still, after everything he's done, I think I would care. Like, if I had the opportunity, I care enough to like try and get him some help for his problems, because I believe he has extreme problems, and I believe that he uses the lyrics of the songs to make himself believe in his own lies. And uh so, like, at what point do you say, uh when you see people around you who are not, I know this is kind of changing the subject, but when you see people around you who are interpreting it can be a danger to themselves or others. This is also not the first time I've seen someone be a danger, because of the interpreting the lyrics wrong. And one time it was far more personal than this one guy. Um, you can't just say, "Oh well." You can accept someone as a human being and love them and still not accept their behavior or their illness. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, it's important, like, all of the beef and everything being discussed. Everybody wants to discuss all of the beef, but like it's still an issue that there are people that walk around that interpret everything the wrong way. Like just look at how uh, the last time when Blue and Child's Play Ninja talked together to sort through their beef, the one thing like that they both can agree on is disrespecting women. Well, that really is not what even the lyrics to the songs that are like really raunchy or whatever, like their goal is not so that you go around and disrespect women. You know, their goal is to just say this is how fucked up my brain is. You know, and you can think that and have that in your brain without having to go and act that way. I don't know.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And Tech Nine is kind of similar in a way. I mean, he's got plenty of songs where he, kind of degrades women in a way, or what would be classified as fuck songs. Um,
Yeah.
but do I think that he fucking treats all fucking women like shit, or that do I think that because of his fuck songs that he thinks that all women are sex objects and fucking whores or sluts that are just there for a lay or something? Absolutely not. I
Exactly.
don't think I don't think that's what he means or thinks or feels, and I'm pretty sure that that's not what he means or thinks or feels.
Yeah.
Now, does he make music that fucking for entertainment purposes and that sells? Absolutely. But does he
Yeah.
believe in that? No.
No. No, but that's the thing is that at what point does like do people like I don't know. I just I think it's a slippery slope, I guess. What I'm trying to say is like if you see one of your homies and they're way out of line and like you know they're actually listening to some parts of the music and saying, "Hey, uh this is an excuse for me," and then the other parts of the music they're going, "Oh, I'm sure that's not." It's like cherry picking, I guess, when you really shouldn't. You should just go, "Okay, it's all symbolism, and it's you know in your heart what is right." You know, I don't know. I just think that like like for Wicked, for example, that he Wicked Juggalo, he just fucking nobody calls him out on his shit ever. And if someone does like what I did or what you did, then he like has such an extreme response, and the only reason why it does not it you like the only reason why it comes across as actually softer than it is because it's online and it's on video, and but his brain is so fucked up that I don't even think sometimes he understands that he himself is a real person. That's the way that he acts, like the video, this conversation that where me and you are having, if he's in the chat and he's not commenting, he feels like uh, it's yeah, it's real time, maybe with a lag of a few minutes, but he feels like there's no fucking computer screen between, and like he uh, draws all kinds of conclusions and connections and fills in words for people and takes out words for people in his head, right? I mean, that's when you are at that point, there's some fucking problem in your psyche. Like, and no, like he's got all these people that are like, oh, we believe you or we believe in you and it's okay. And all of these people are saying that they're his homies. If you were his homie and you cared about him, you would say, dude, you need to get some fucking help. I don't know. Maybe that's just a different culture or background, but here, or I don't know, in my life, if I see someone that's dealing with heavy psychiatric problems, I will tell them they need to get help. And if they don't fucking get help, I might not hang out with them anymore.
Right.
You know? And I feel like that's being a real friend.
Yeah, I don't even want to go into that one myself. I just don't even fuck with that group anymore.
Yeah. Well, the
I think
thing
a lot
is
of
that
them.
I still have.
I feel like a lot of them are posers or fakes. Or, and if you go off of it, okay, what it takes or what it means to be a juggalo, the biggest thing to me is fucking being an individual. And then secondary to that would be, you know, being down with the carnival or being down with psychopathic, old or new. You know what I mean? Um, and so I can't say that they're not juggalos, because if they say that they're juggalos and they truly believe that they're juggalos, then I guess they're a juggalo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, are they a part of the family that I want to own? Not really. Are they a part of the family that I want to fuck with? Not really. I mean, at one time, yeah, I did, and they were real cool and real tight. But then bullshit pops off, and people want to start, making threats, slinging fucking mud, shit like that, letting their true colors fucking show of what kind of person they are. And individuals like that, I mean, an individual that fucking gets their fucking jollies off by being a fucking internet terrorist, or being a keyboard fucking warrior,
Yeah.
those are not individuals I want to fuck with.
No. And
Now, now that individual of what we're speaking of right now, that specific individual, that motherfucker's got my address. If that motherfucker wants to come see me, motherfucker. Bet. You got something to say and you want to show up and you want to say it to my fucking face, or you got beef and you want to fucking handle it, come fucking handle it. I'm right here. You know where the fuck I'm at. Bring it on, motherfucker.
as long as you live stream it. Yeah, but I'm not even saying juggalo or not juggalo right now. I'm saying if you're his homie, which a lot of
Right, as an
people say,
individual.
as a friend to a friend, if you care about that person, you're gonna tell them the truth. I've had broken relationship over that, because the principle is, dude, you're gonna fucking kill yourself, or you're a danger to yourself or a danger to other people. You need to fucking get some help. That's it. And then if he doesn't want to be your friend after that, how sad are you? If you care more about your fucking attention that someone is giving you than you care about them getting help for their fucked up head. We have in the chat, we have he's a fucking douchebag, we have amen, and we have my battery says 70%. Your battery's 17.
Whoop, whoop. 17?
I say,
My
like,
phone's
even like if I see somebody who is walking naked down the street, right? And like if somebody that I only just acquaintancely know, however you want to put it, like that. If I know a little bit. Okay, let's say I know someone enough to say hi, and they're walking naked down the street. I say, hey, and it's like 11 o'clock at night. I say, hey, maybe you better call the psych ward. That's the least you can do for someone. No, I wish we lived in a world where you could walk naked down the street and it wouldn't be a crazy thing. But just like the
Right.
first example off of the top of my head. Like, you just, even if you only know them a little bit, you say, hey, I think you need to call a psych ward. Or no, if you go over someone's house and okay, there's gray areas as well in that, but like it's not a gray area. He's like, it's clear if you care at all, if you step outside of the attention that you're getting in the moment, fucking borderliners, then you understand that this person is seeing things. You know, I don't know. I'm just very blunt, I'm blunt, and it can be a good thing. Being blunt is not always a bad thing. I'm getting sexy pictures sent to me. All right, well.
Are you back with us, DC?
He said his
My phone
is
is dying.
dying.
Yeah, I think everybody's phone is dying right now.
All right.
Um,
Well, maybe
we've
we
been on for a couple hours anyway. We discussed the things that we wanted to discuss. Absolutely, I would love to have further discussions on it.
Me too.
And the fans, the supporters have said that they would like to see more live streams and things like this. So I'm totally down to do this again. But I think we're probably about done for now. I think everybody's phone is dying, and shit, it's 2 o'clock in the morning for you, Fair. You ought to get to bed.
Yeah.
It's 6:24 right now for me, right here in Layton, Utah. I need to go in and put my phone on the charger and make dinner for my children. So,
Yeah.
but I'm glad we were able to do this. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you,
Thank you
DC.
very
Thank you,
much.
Tristan Clown. Thank you, James Hall, and thanks you, Fair. I'm Nobody Man. This is Forever Still. We appreciate the love and support, ninjas.
Whoop, whoop. Much motherfucking
Whoop
wicked
whoop.
clown love. Night, everybody.